as I said before, I don't know a single female who hasn't done something foolish in the name of teenage, hormone-infused infatuation, but I have done more than most because of Burger King. When I got my first job at a Burger King off the New York State Thruway, I was ripped out of my backward little town of 10,000 and suddenly able to mingle with fascinating kids from exotic suburbs of Buffalo, New York. And by mingle with kids, I mean throw myself at boys. But not just any boys, older boys, college boys. So two of them, Maya and Isaac, were best friends, and they were the object of infatuation of every female in our fast food microculture, and I was no different. They were equally hot, and Maya had a serious long-term girlfriend, so I gamely set my sights on Isaac. I went to a lot of his boring soccer games. I kissed other boys in front of him in a lame attempt to make him jealous. I did some other things you don't need to know about. But what you do need to know about is the bridge jump. The bridge jump was pure lunacy. The bridge was about 40 feet tall over the Erie Canal, and if I remember correctly, it was in the middle of a farmer's field, so it had no purpose being there, no purpose being 40 feet tall, and no purpose having a ladder going to the top of it. But it did, and the boys loved jumping off that bridge into the canal on hot summer nights, and we girls would sit there, saying we didn't want to jump because we didn't want to mess up our hair and makeup and all that, but, of course we were all just petrified of that jump. In fact, no girl had ever jumped off that bridge until foolish, boy-crazy me. So one night, there we were, me and Maya and Isaac and some other guys that weren't that cute, and Kristen. Kristen, she was part of our Burger King posse, but I had also known her from a long time ago. We used to go to church together, and she was a good Christian girl like I was. Well, I guess we were both totally boy-crazy and obsessed and pretty dirty-minded, but she was also a frenemy before that term existed. So, at Sunday school, she was all buddy-buddy with me, but during the week, she was off trying to get Isaac behind my back. So I saw this as my opportunity to best her. I knew that guys did not care about the hours that we spent with the curling iron and the mascara wand. What guys wanted was an adventurous girl, and that's what I was going to be. So, while Kristen wisely kept her feet on the ground, I began the death climb up that ladder with the boys. So we went rung after rung, and my knees were knocking harder, and my heart was thumping, and by the time we got up to the top and I was sitting on that platform, I was pretty much holding back vomit. I watched the first guy jump, I watched the second guy jump, I watched the dashing Isaac jump, and he made it look easy. He made it look fun, almost. At least nobody had cracked their head open on the massive concrete pylon 40 feet below us, holding the bridge into the canal. So it was just Isaac and I left at that point, or Maya and I on the top of that bridge. Maya was very, very sweet. He knew that I was totally panic-stricken and didn't want to jump, and he tried so hard to convince me to climb back down that ladder. But of course, I wasn't going to climb back down and embarrass myself in front of the hottest guy ever to walk the streets of Western New York. I also wasn't going to miss the opportunity to be commemorated in the Burger King Alumni Hall of Fame as the only girl ever to jump off the bridge. But I hesitated for quite some time. Everybody down below is getting a little bit antsy, and of course Kristen could probably smell my fear, which was the last thing I wanted. So Maya counted 3, 2, 1, and I plunged myself off that bridge as far away as I could possibly get. I closed my eyes, I held my breath the entire way down until, smack, I hit the water, but I did not go under. In my terror, I had rocked back to a completely horizontal position and hit the water, brains to heels, maximum bodily impact. My throat constricted, my lungs stopped working. I just floated there, splayed out, looking up at the sky, wondering if I was ever going to be able to breathe again or ever be able to walk again. And then it happened. My knight in shaved chest and dripping swim trunks came in to rescue me. You see, what I didn't tell you was that Isaac was a lifeguard. He was probably in the water the second my feet left that platform, swimming toward me in an undoubtedly sexy breaststroke, which, from my prone position, I was unable to enjoy. But he reached me, he pulled me out, took me to shore, and you know what happened next. Mouth to mouth. Probably the worst way ever to get a first kiss from a guy, but it's more than Kristen ever got. So in my opinion, it was totally worth the full body bruise that I had for the next 3 weeks. Not really worth the back pain I had for the next few years.